every Sunday morning, my grandmother and I would get outside the church during the church steps, and my grandmother always carried this big old purse with her. And on the inside of that purse, my grandmother had a little bag of marbles about that big. She had some red ones, blue ones, green ones, all colored ones in this little pouch. So every Sunday morning, my grandmother would give me 3 marbles. She said, Robert Earl, son, I put these 3 marbles under your tongue, and once you get in your Sunday school class and read your Sunday school book, hey, you won't stutter. So I said, all right, grandmother. So I put the 3 marbles in my mouth. Guys, and I would get in my Sunday school class there, and the teacher would call me to read the Sunday school book. I would get up there, and I would start stammering and stuttering, and I would swallow 2 of them jokers every time. Had I played the victim in life, I tell you, as each of us here this morning go through life, going to find that our lives are going to be about 2 things and 2 things only. 10% of our life, which is only going to be about that much. Maybe some hard times or bad things going on. But 90% of our life is going to be this big. We're going to have something good happening or something good going on in the background. All we got to do is be willing to make that first step. And if we make it, I guarantee you that it's going to be a person that'll help you make that second step. But if we never make that first step, it's a heavy, heavy load for one person to carry. Heavy, heavy load. A very good friend of mine. Thank you. A very good friend of mine, ladies and gentlemen, born in the projects of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Never had a decent coat to wear to school in the dead of winter. Grew up to be one of the richest men in the world. His name, Bill Cosby. Another good friend of mine, born in the Delta state of Mississippi. Never had a decent pair of shoes, a decent dress to wear to school. The kids would laugh at her every day she went to school. Grew up to be one of the richest women in the world. Her name, Oprah Winfrey. Ladies and gentlemen, life for everyone is a long, winding road. In real life, no one's going to give you anything. Everything that you get out of life, you're going to earn it, and you should want to earn it. If you get nothing else out of what I've said this morning, I would like for you to remember these words, and it goes like this. If it is to be, it's up to me. To be a champion, you must give 110% of your mind and your body each and every day. And when you no longer give that 110%, they no longer call you champions. A lot of times back in Chicago, there at those stadiums there, we would play the New York Knicks, Boston Celtics, LA Lakers, and I would have a great game against those guys. I was scoring the 40s. And after the game, all the players had to go downstairs for the interviews. If you know, the reporters would see me sitting in my locker, they'd walk up to me, pat me on the back and rub me on the head, and they'd always tell me, Bob Love, son, you played a great game tonight, and you scored 45 points on those guys. Great game, Bob, great game. But they would never interview me. They would interview my teammates over there, back there and over there, and a lot of times it really, really hurt my feelings. I would always go home, and I would go into my bedroom there, and I would get on my knees, and I would pray to the Lord, please, please, help me find a way to speak. And I would start having my dreams. A lot of times I would dream that I was Dr. Martin Luther King, that I was John Kennedy, and I would always go on this big stage behind a podium, and I would speak to thousands of people. I mean, as far as you could see, it was nothing but people. The words in my mouth would just flow out like music. A lot of times the dreams became so real to me, I could actually see the people's faces. I could hear the voices, and I just had to hold on to those dreams. I'd like to give you the rules of the game. These are rules of sports and rules of the greatest game of them all, the game of life. Rule number 1, if the ball comes your way, you catch it. If you drop it, pick it up. If you lose, practice harder. When you win, be a good sport. And the last rule, and the most important rule of them all, is when the coach speaks, you listen. Those are the rules of the game. And I could always hear him whispering about me. Wow, man, that's Bob Love. That guy used to be a great basketball player, but look at him now. He's busting tables and washing dishes. What a shame, what a shame. Well, the easiest thing in the world for me to done then, I could have quit. Could have took off the hat, apron, washcloth, threw it down, and walked out the door. But you know what I did? I took all of those whispers and all of those stares, and I turned them into an opportunity. I became the best busboy, the best dishwasher in the world, because I wasn't going to let what anybody said or thought keep me from reaching my goals. I worked that job for 6 straight months. Didn't take one single day off. Every time water was spilled on the floor, I was the first person. Grab that mop that floor up. Every time coffee or food was spilled on one of those tables, I was the first person to wipe those tables up. Finally, one day, one of the owners came in and said, Bob, we noticed you've been doing a great job, son, but we still can't promote you until you do something about your speech. But if you're willing to take the time out to do it, we'll pay for it. Ladies and gentlemen. Success. The word success, ladies and gentlemen, comes first only in the dictionary before the word work. Every successful person like yourselves has had to work first, and then success came along. There are no shortcuts.